Welcome back to the channel. We are going through Daniel Smith's dot cards of 266 paints in sections. Last week we went through our Primatex, and this week we're doing our Quinacridones, which I think is lovely. They're nice, warm paints. They're kind of nice for around Valentine's Day anyway, I think. So let's go ahead and jump in. And by the way, when you're looking at these paints, if you're looking for the names, they all start with Quinacridone. And since they all do, I just put whatever name came right after. So if you're looking up these paints, they're not just going to say coral, you're going to see Quinacridone coral. But that's also a mouthful, so... Or you can call them quins. I've seen them called quins too. So let's go ahead and dive in with coral. Now I've pre-wet these. And this is activating nicely. The Primatex activated so fast. This one's taking a little bit longer, but not too much longer. Okay, so let's do coral. Now, I have heard so much from you guys over the last year about how nice the Quinacridones are. And you weren't lying. Like, they aren't colors that I gravitate toward, but now that I'm seeing it in person, doing the swatch, I was like, no wonder you guys like these. Like, I might need to start doing some, like, florals or something just to use the Quinacridones. Look at that. I'm partial to the granulating paints. That's kind of my jam. And these aren't going to do that, which is why I haven't really used them much, but... Wow. There's like a nice glow to these, or at least this one. I keep hearing how nice these are, so I'm excited. And I don't think I've used, like, I have a small collection of Daniel Smith. I don't think I've used any of their Quinacridones, so this is brand new to me. Alright, let's do red. Wow. How fun are these? Like, these are so vibrant. And I didn't do a whole lot of extensive reading on these, but I went on the Daniel Smith site, and they said that they are really great for glazing, which is when you have a painting, you've already done some painting, you wait for it to dry, and then you put a layer of paint on top to change the tone. I can definitely see how this would work so well for glazing. And you really just don't need much paint for it to do a lot. Wow, okay. I'm only 2 in and I'm really impressed. Okay, pink. It's gonna be like 20 minutes of me going, oh my gosh! But that's probably what you're here for. A lot of you are probably like, she doesn't know what she's getting into, but I know, and this is gonna be great. Or maybe there's one that you know that is not so great. I don't know. Watch me experience this for the first time. I'm looking for pink. There it is. On the dot cards, all the different types of paint are all mixed up together. So they're mixed up with the fine watercolors, the Primatex, they're all just kind of jumbled in, so. This one activated a lot, so it was hard to just get a little bit of paint. I kind of have too much here. I did look, when I looked on the website, I was like, okay, they're bright colors. And there are a lot of reds and golds. And I didn't really think much of it. And the colors on the website do not do it justice. I hope I can set my video settings so that you get an idea of how pretty these are. Wow, like this is kind of, it's really rich and warm and mass tone, and then when you do a wash, it's this really nice cool pink. It is kind of on the cooler side compared to the coral and the red. Okay, next is rose. Hopefully I can just pick up a little bit. There we go. And a little goes a long way with these. Where did it go? I lost track of where it was on, there it is. Where it was on the dot card. I'm trying to mix it a little bit because sometimes you don't get all of the different pigments that are in there. I don't know if these are single pigments or not. I'm sure some of you, again, who are huge Daniel Smith fans, or even if you're not, there are a lot of you that are incredibly knowledgeable about these paints compared to myself. Feel free to jump in and answer questions in the comments too. Like last week with the Primatex, like I was hung up on the names again, as usual, because they're based on minerals and some semi-precious stones, and many of them I had not heard of. I was kind of confused by some of them, and I forget who it was off the top of my head. One of you lovely people jumped in and was like, oh, they're based off of the mines that the minerals were found in. Which makes so much sense. Alright, let's try lilac. Because I actually went to a mine last November, and the stone that we were looking for is actually named after the town the mine is found in, and like that's the only place that stone is found, is benitoite. So we went to go look for some. I found the smallest little sample ever. It was very, very tiny. My husband, though, got a really nice one. And I was hoping that it would be soft enough that I could grind it up and make a paint out of it, and There's no way. It's way too hard. But how fun would have that been? That to go out digging for your own gemstones and then grind it up and make a paint? There are just very subtle differences between these paints. Like rose pink and lilac, very, very similar. There are differences. Alright, magenta is next. Okay. Oh, I kind of like magenta. Again, you know me, the darker colors are what I go for most of the time. Although I really like the coral as well. There we go. Alright, next up is fuchsia. Wow. Again, I feel like there's such a difference between the mass tone and the wash. I wonder if there'll be a bigger difference once these are dry. That might be the difference. Okay. Now Scarlet we're going to get to. It's on a different card. I didn't realize until afterward that I had left a heart without a name. Alright, the last one on this card that I have in front of me is Violet. Ooh. Also trying not to get my hand in the dots. You can see part of the dot came up with my brush. I'm not like grinding into these dot cards, I promise. It just activated a lot. Okay. I can only imagine what it's like doing flowers wet on wet with these and just letting them flow into each other. Like, how gorgeous would that be? I might have a problem, guys. I need a budget for this stuff. I don't have it right now. That's why I'm using a dot card. But if you're enjoying this and you'd like to support the channel and my paint addiction, you can go to my Substack, you can use my Amazon links, I have a store. Actually, just watching the video all the way through makes a big difference. Okay, I need to switch cards. Go to the next one, which means this one needs to dry in a place that will not... Man, I need to clean in here. Alright. You know how it is. Life gets crazy. Houses get messy. Alright. I only have one, this whole card, one quinacridone. So it would be Quinacridone Gold, and I have heard so much about this one from you all over the past year and how I need this one. Because I think I went on and on about Acorn Rust from Deep Deep Light, and a lot of you were like, if you like this color, you need to look at Quinacridone Gold. So here we are. It is that day. Alright, here we go. Oh my goodness. There is a difference. I can see the similarities of what you guys were saying. This is definitely a bit more... Oh, maybe not more transparent. I don't know. I feel like the mass tone for Acorn Rust is a little more leaning red, slightly. Oh my goodness. Definitely leaning more red with the wash. But look at that glow. I don't think it's going to replace Acorn Rust, but this is just as beautiful. It's just a different color. Similar, but still different enough. Wow. I can, again, like that, I just want to try mixing into everything else and see what happens. But that will be for another day. Or maybe we'll just play around at the end. There's only 14 of these. Maybe. I kind of feel in my head that a lot of you at this point would be screaming, "Play with them!" I heard you from a distance. Maybe we'll do a little bit of playing with these. Okay. Gotta switch cards because that was really the only quinacridone on that card. Okay. New card. Let me put some water on these. I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm having fun. And again, this is a series, so if you want notifications for the next ones coming up, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you actually get the notifications. Are there any more in this one that I'm missing? I don't think so. There's only a handful on this one. There's only a few left. Okay. I was like, how are we almost done already? Like, these are so fun. Okay. The next one is Deep Gold. Maybe this is the one that you guys were like, this is Acorn Rust. This could be it. How pretty is that? The feel of this paint is different. I feel like it's more loose and watery and free-flowing compared to Deep Deep Lights Acorn Rust. Oh my gosh, look at that. And both are great. It's not a knock on either one of them. It's just noticing a difference. Look how glowy that is. I hope it stays that vibrant when it dries. It looks like they do. See, like, it was mentioned that these would be great for glazing, but I almost want to use it as like a base layer for things. And then paint dark on top of it, like you're doing, almost like you're doing negative painting. I would like to play around with that too. Actually, it's not almost like negative painting, that's exactly what negative painting is, but at least what I'm thinking in my head is negative painting with this. Or getting something that heavily granulates and put it on top so that, like, that would be such a great texture. And to have that glowing from underneath. Wow. Okay. Burnt orange is next. So at the end, when I am done with all of these dots, which will be several videos in, I'm going to take my favorites and do like a custom palette. And I probably will not be able to actually put it together until much later. I just don't have the budget for it right now. But I can do all of the swatches together so you can see what I have in mind. This one is taking a little more time to activate. Alright. Interesting. I definitely want to revisit these golds and oranges in the fall. No wonder you guys are like, you need to do the quinacridones. Okay. What else do I have on this card? Oh, here we go. Here's Scarlet. I think I'm going to fall in love with Scarlet based on just activating the paint. Oh my goodness. How are these so pretty? Like where I've been missing out for a year. You guys tried to tell me. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm just in my head going through all of the different, like, animal coats. That would be so pretty. Using these, like a fox, or like a bay or chestnut horse would be really pretty. Or palomino, actually. I used to teach horseback riding years ago. Worked with horses. It was so much fun. That was a long time ago. Alright, here's sienna. And that's the last one I have on this page. And then on the last card I've got purple. Oh my goodness. Sienna is beautiful. Need a little bit of water. I'd love to have this like flowing into like sepia or something like that and just see what happens. I don't have that paint right in front of me at the moment. This is crazy. Look how cute that is. I might need to just take this off and put it on my cork board in my studio just for, I don't know, just February. And I'm not huge into like Valentine's Day or anything, but how cute is this? Okay, get this one out of the way. We'll get purple. Where to put this to dry? Here we go. Way over here in the corner by itself. I'll just give that a second with some water on it. And these are staying really vibrant even when they're dry. When I'm done with purple, I'll set this aside, and I think I have some paper next to me I can use to just kind of play around with these. I'm not huge into purple, but like again, if I'm doing florals, which I haven't done a whole lot, I think I need to get into that just for the experience of it. I mean, all painting is good practice. But how pretty. Let me get more of a mass tone on there. Okay. Those are all of the quinacridones. So I will set this aside. Let me see if I can find some paper so we can play around. I've got... But I am using Arches cotton paper here. And I do that so that when you guys are looking at the paints, you can see what they do on good materials. Now, I think it's important. When you're making an investment into these paints, you want to know what you're getting into on quality materials. So, okay. We'll say goodbye to this one for now. Okay, so, oh, well, the difficulty here, because I didn't plan on this, is all of these are spread out on different dot cards that are drying all over my studio. We'll do the best we can. So I got some of the reds here. I won't be able to play with all of them, so I just don't have the desk space right now. Let's just play with those, and I'll pull gold as well. Okay. Let's do I'm just going to put some loose swatches here of gold and put a few different colors into it. I didn't have too much of the gold on the card. That's as much as I can pull. Okay. Oh, I've got some deep gold here, so let's do that. Okay, and let's switch this out, get some of our pinks. All right, let's do coral, because I'm really curious what that's going to look like. Get some water in there. And get a little bit more water in there. That's settled really fast. Here's fuchsia. That's a little more purpley, so I'm not surprised that that got a little muddy. Let's do red. That's why it's important to know your color wheel. Okay, here's violet. We're just going to go crazy. What haven't I picked up in a bit? Okay, those are all very similar. Let's do coral again. The dot's just coming right off the card. Wow. These are really cool, guys. Good suggestion. It's like you know what's cool out there, which is why letting me know is amazing. Thank you. Okay, look at that. I love a good salmon color. I love coral. Wow. Let's just do, I feel like we need to fill in that space right there. Okay, let's just pull lilac. And magenta. Those are really similar. Just put in some blooms for funsies. So we're going wild. It's been a while since I've just splattered paint, splattered water. Let's go. This has been a really good time, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and pull the other swatches back. But those were stunning. Alright, so I'll put up another poll next, I don't know, next day or two to see what you would like to see next. We have, I think, the luminescence ones, and the fine watercolors I'm splitting up into warm colors and cool colors because there's just too many of them. I might even split them up more than that because there's a lot. I'm not going to go into the gouache. Maybe I'll save that for another time. But anyways, be on the lookout for that. If you would like to follow on Substack, there will be some other posts on there as far as my adventures with Daniel Smith. Other than that, I'll see you in the comments and in another video. Bye.